came down was because we harnessed the power of the atom. And because of that, we were given a warning type thing. And so if you go by that, I know it's Hollywood, but if you go by that kind of theory and follow that thread, it would make sense that the UFOs are watching our military. Those bases that have a significant link to aircraft and to the nukes.
Right.
Yeah, and you know what? It's like when you go to Arizona, you know, you see a lot of weird things at night. I mean, we're going through Arizona, and the shit is just weird out there. Like from Nevada, all the way from Nevada to Arizona, it's just weird shit.
Well, you have Sedona over there too, and that's a UFO hotspot, Sedona, Arizona. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff. Then you got Nevada, Area 51, and I've been to Area 51. I went right up to the gate there, so that's a crazy place.
Did you hear about those idiots getting busted for going over the line? And this was just like a few months back. Some idiots, and they go to jail, but they let them go though.
They've been all sorts of people, especially that big old. They made that big old movement. They're trying to get that whole movement on social media.
Oh yeah, the native.
Let's charge a fully armed base with authorization to kill you. Let's just charge it.
And then people with the bus, the dude that had students on the bus, they go through the fucking line, over the line, and they was like, oh shit, and they was what does it call those camel guys, the camel guys in the truck.
The camel. Those dudes are fuckers, man. They are fuckers.
Hey, I want to tell you why we're getting closer to disclosure. Because you got all these private organizations, you got other countries like China and everything else, and they're doing their own exploring. They're talking about getting over to the moon, getting over to Mars and stuff like that. And when they find some of those ancient relics and ancient structures that were done there by ancient aliens, that's when disclosure is going to be out there. And I think NASA is realizing that disclosure is going to be quick. It's going to happen, but it's going to probably be coming from another country, that information from France, from China, whatever, saying, hey, we found this on Mars, or we found this on the moon. Like they have some kind of structure that's 20 feet high on the moon. What the hell is it? And NASA won't go over there, or if they are going over there, they're not saying nothing. So when Elon Musk or somebody like that sends out a satellite and they take a close-up picture of that, that's when disclosure is going to happen.
Well, they're saying there's a base on the moon.
The far side.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
and
on the other side that they don't show.
Yeah, and they've taken pictures of what looks like a base. Yeah. Hey, Terry, what do you think? Do you think it's going to be disclosure coming soon, or what?
Oh, easily. I have no doubt in my mind.
Anything to fuck with the elections.
Oh, yeah.
I think with the part, we haven't been back to the moon since 1975, I believe.
Yeah.
That's a long time for us not to go back. I realize the cost is astronomical, but still, we haven't been back since. And our technology has proved incredible. You look at the cars or the computers in 1975, the Alltech Lansing compared to what we're carrying around in our hands right now. We could easily do it. And the fact that we don't, I think there might be a reason. And the other thing that I'd like to mention is there's currently, I think, over 7,000, almost 8,000 active satellites orbiting the Earth. And there has to be footage out there. There has to be legit footage, and it has to be suppressed. I mean, the corporations and the government who own these satellites, they have to have footage of things that they're not showing us. I mean, the probability of constantly, with 23,000 miles per hour, they're spinning around the Earth, and there's almost 7,702, I believe. There has to be more footage out there. And why aren't we allowed to see it? Is, the idea that we're going to panic and we can't handle, oh my God, there's a fucking ET out there. Everybody wants to see him.
ET. Sorry, going on the break. Exactly. We'll be right back.
Okay.
We'll be right back.
All right.
is as it seems on the surface, as this family's about to find out.
Are we there yet? Mom, Timmy's pulling my hair.
Timmy, stop it.
Are we there yet? I gotta use the bathroom. Me too.
Well, kids, I told you to go potty back at the house.
Oh, look, honey, we can pull over in a couple miles and let them pee in Uranus.
Yeah, Dad. I wanna pee in Uranus. I wanna pee in Uranus too, Dad.
Look, honey, the billboard says Uranus is only a couple miles away.
Look, it says the best fudge comes from Uranus.
That sounds delicious. I sure hope they pack my fudge better than your dad does.
Well, I'm sure we'll all learn a few things in Uranus.
I wanna try all the fudge in Uranus. I hope they have mint fudge in Uranus.
I'm so excited to be in Uranus with the kids.
And I can't wait to pull into Uranus.
I wanna be in Uranus. Fudge, yeah!
If you live too far away to let your family pee in Uranus, don't worry. You can order your fudge online at www.uranusgeneralstore.com. I'm gonna go pee in Uranus right now.
Fudge, yeah!
In a time and place where kids were forced to fight for survival.
Jesus, I'm just hoping when I lop this dude's filthy head off, his cock will be rigor morty for like 30.
Food is sparse,
Jesus, I'm starving.
and so are the women.
God damn it, Samuel. See if you could cut that tree stump off and fit it up my anus.
These are the Hunger Gays.
Oh, god damn, cock back with your spoo arrow and shoot it in me.
Oh, coming this summer to theaters near you.
God damn it, what are you doing in that tree? Climb down off that hard piece of wood and climb onto mine.
Written by Suzanne Collins.
Is that a bow and arrow in your pocket, or are you happy to see me?
Readapted by Amanda Cross.
Take your filthy love weapon and stuff it deep inside my fight tunnel.
The hunger has been satisfied.
Hey, pretty lady, how you been? Finger in your asshole, nuts on your chin. How it begins.
What's up? We back.
She was with an Asian.
Back to the sanitarium, the round table. Actually, everybody's still on. I just took over the screen and tried to look important. But here we are at a round table talking about UFO disclosure. Paul Dale Roberts, SQ Sanitarium Tank. Fucking Phil, and about 4 more people are supposed to be here. They're not, so they're going to get a rolled up newspaper. Smacked at them later.
Phil, do you think we're getting close?
I hope so. Honestly, I wasn't encouraged by the hearing at all.
No, me neither.
It was more of a lack of disclosure here, in my opinion. And the dog and pony show, everybody, the first half, honestly, I swear to God, go back and watch it. In the first 35 minutes or so, they don't say anything except, oh, hi. Each one of these assholes that I don't give a shit about is telling me, oh, I loved aliens too when I was a kid, and I paid attention to it. This is really an important subject matter, and I'm now going to yield to the next person. Can we skip their fucking introductions and get down to brass tacks? It reminded me of the stupid baseball steroid hearings where everybody had to confess how much they love baseball before they had to slam the steroid use.
Yeah.
It was a ridiculous waste of time.
The guy behind Gush with the white hair, that was George Knapp over in Nevada. He's a news reporter. He's a pretty nice guy. I communicate with him ever so often on Facebook. And he tweeted that HPI, Halo Paranormal Investigations, my team, and me, were headed for Area 51 to see what we can find.
Did you have footage of that, Paul? Did you guys film out there?
Yes. I have a full article on it, and there's some links to, I think, some YouTube and stuff like that.
I'm going to have to look. I'd love to see those. I want to look for those.
Okay.
But ever since I was a kid and I watched a movie called Hangar 18, I've been, just fascinated with the subject matter of, Area 51 and the whole story. And I think I've watched about every movie about the stupid weather balloon and all the other things that they tried to say it was. Yeah.
Here's a quick clip of an alien right here.
Fuck your ass, make you humble.
Getting humbled by the late Iron Sheik.
Rest in peace, Cheeky.
Well,
Yeah.
when they shot down those UAPs after the Chinese weather balloon incident, what happened to those UAPs that they shot down? Did they ever find them? What are they?
We didn't hear nothing else about those, huh?
Yeah.
Just the balloons.
They're
They're
just-
not even throwing us.
It's not even in the news anymore. It's just gone.
There's a reason for that.
Yeah.
Because we shot down
That-
some fucking
that is so-
extraterrestrials.
That is so irritating.
Paul and Phil, I want to ask you guys a question, and Telly and Terry. What is the real big secret of Area 51 and Area 52?
They are just top secret bases that test and, you know.
Is it something really secret that we may not know, or we already know, but they're trying to fool us and be like, it's real top secret? Is it really top secret?
Well,
Or is it just something that they just putting out there that we're doing some experiments, but people already know what the
Well, for the
experiment is?
first answer is to go ahead and see that Hollywood puts out movies on things that more than likely are going on. I mean,
It's
Well,
kind of like a fact
there's a lot
or
of fiction
fiction.
going on there. There's, like I said, it's
if we
I
could
think it's
tell
more
you
fact.
exactly what it was definitively, it wouldn't be much of a secret. So that's
Yeah.
the first answer. The second thing is it could be a smoke screen, to be honest with you. It could be an actual distraction meant for us to look at here while the other hand's doing something over here.
when we went to Area 51, Alien, which is located over by Area 51, they allowed us to camp out right in the parking lot. And one of the people that I interviewed at the Alien, and he hadn't been drinking, but he claimed up and down that Bob Lazar and him would ride on the bus, sometimes together, with blackout windows, and they would drop off Bob Lazar at S4, and Bob Lazar said S4 is where they did back engineering on UFO craft, so reverse engineering. So he claims up and down Bob Lazar worked at S4 at Area 51, and at the Alien they even have pictures of Bob Lazar on their wall. So, and I asked this guy, I said, were you involved with reverse engineering of UFOs? And he said no, but he did work on the aircraft, some of the top secret aircraft out there.
Hey, Paul,
Yeah.
the Bob Lazar is a great hell of a name to bring up in this, and I think it's awesome that you did. But do you think that that was just a smear campaign that they brought up against him with the his links to a couple of different I guess massage parlors, prostitution rings, and all the other things?
Yeah. Absolutely. The government does a lot of dirty stuff, and I've been witness to some of this dirty stuff. So yeah, absolutely.
They basically erased any record of this man working at these facilities, right? They've even erased records of him attending college, which is insane because I've seen people testify that they went to college with him, and then after that wasn't bad enough, then they bring up, they said he was somehow involved with massage parlors, which are
Right.
notorious.
Yeah, they try to dirty his name. Yeah.
Big time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now, if they said that Leatherface had a massage parlor, I have a tendency to believe that.
What? Oh, fuck you.
Happy ending.
Oh, the happy ending kind at least. Alright, I feel more motivated.
Magic Hands Leatherface.
Happy ending massage there by Area 51 will be a sore butthole in the morning, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Imagine getting your oil checked by E.T. I mean, the thing of all the aliens is I could put your finger in your butt in the middle of the night.
Oh.
I think E.T. and one of the aliens.
At least they're small fingers. They're long, but they're small, right?
Not ET, no, that big old glowing thing. That thing's a fucking fat frame, man.
It's kind of like that little guy that comes out and farts and has that candy coming out of his.
Maynard.
Like that.
Maynard.
Play that, man.
Oh, is it Maynard time?
Yep, Maynard time.
Maynard time. Where's it at? I got Maynard time right here.
Maynard time.
Maynard time.
Hey guys, Maynard time.
What planet is fucking Maynard from? I want to know.
Probably the West Coast.
Definitely an
I'm
alien.
guessing.
Yeah.
Flying alien. I don't know.
You know,
there's a lot more videos of him doing that. He like farts on all sorts of stuff, and he said,
you know, when I went over to Area 51, we were working alongside this UFO group, and they asked me to get some soil samples, and in which we did by the gate. And in the soil samples, they said that the ground was eradicated, and we found little tiny wires in the dirt. And I have no idea. In the UFO group that analyzed it, they really didn't have any idea either why there was little wires in the dirt. Yeah.
That's
Radioactive dirt with wires and that shit.
Dirt.
Right?
Fuck.
Yeah, well, just to speculate, I mean, we're talking about military bases. There's always the chance of just, waste and debris and then tons of dumping and things like that. But the fact that it's brought up and scorched, or maybe, I hate to say landing pad, or, something to that effect. So, who knows the propulsion mechanism of these craft and how they can move so fast. There's been a lot of speculation, but I don't think anybody's come up with a really, that's got to be it answer as to how something can move at, the speed of sound or even the speed of light, or exceed the speed of light. You're talking about 286,000 miles per second. The body, the human body physically could not handle speeds like that without, liquefying.
Oh, yeah.
I saw a video on YouTube where this UFO, it was like these airplanes were following it, and all of a sudden it just opened a portal and just went right through, and it was gone. It was gone, bro, with blink of an eye. Gone.
The hearing talks about that Tic Tac object actually disappearing into the ocean. And there's been a lot of, I think over the past 10 years, a lot of different accounts of UFOs that actually submerged or have come out of the ocean. You think if they can travel through space, certainly they can probably go into the ocean. What a perfect hiding place, considering how much of the world is water.
Well, we've had the hints for so many years, and I mean, look at our old president. Here's a clip of Ronald Reagan, and he dropped a little hint. Let me put this on the screen. I'm sure everybody remembers this one.
I love this one.
Antagonism for the moment. We often forget how much unites all the members of humanity. Perhaps we need some outside universal threat to make us recognize this common bound. I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world. And yet, I ask you, is not an alien force already among us?
There it is.
What could be more alien to the universal aspirations of our peoples than war and the threat of war?
Now that's the shit right there. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
There isn't one person.
He's practically admitting it.
You put it out there.
Yeah. Hey, how many of you guys, have read the book Incident at Fort Benning, Georgia?
I don't know how to read, Paul.
I haven't read it, but I know that's where Jump scored.
Okay, Incident at Fort Benning, the author is John Vasquez. He contacted me, and he said he needed my help. And the reason why he needed my help is because he needed witnesses to the incident that happened in 1977 in Fort Benning, Georgia. he said that the military had a skirmish with UFOs, and the whole formation of soldiers all fainted at the same time, and then they found themselves aboard some of the UFOs where they were doing some probing experiments on them and stuff like that, and then released them to Fort Benning, Georgia, back to the ground. And John Vasquez remembered everything, and he says, Paul, can you help me trying to locate some of these witnesses? So I wrote this article, blah, blah, blah. He got interviewed on some podcasts and everything else. And a Sergeant Major Norton came through and says, yeah, I was there. I saw the skirmish with the military and the UFOs at Fort Benning, Georgia. Well, what was so weird was John Vasquez all of a sudden mysteriously died. Then Sergeant Major Norton, he mysteriously died. And one of the guys who's pretty famous, he had a famous UFO podcast named Kevin Smith. He would interview them on a lot of these different podcasts, trying to get that information out, and then he died. And surprisingly, I didn't die, but I put that information out, and it boggles my mind how these 3 people died just like that, almost right in a row. And then it was a lieutenant came through, and he said he witnessed the skirmish. And there's a book out. Yeah, there's a book out called. Oh, I'm sorry, Phil.
No worry. They slander so many people, like Bob Lazar, we were just talking about, that you would think that just maybe character assassination would be enough. The fact that they went as far as actually taking these guys out is maybe just shows how sensitive that information is. Question is, what about Fort Benning? I know the jump school is there. Even the Marines send their guys to get their wings there. But outside of learning how to jump out of an airplane, what else is at Fort Benning that would make it a place, where they would such a thing
Yeah,
happen?
I believe that your 82nd Airborne's over there. What else is over there? There's some maintenance and stuff like that. Nothing really. Some of your special forces train over there. They've had some of your Delta Force. They train over there with the airborne troops, and some of your Green Berets, your special forces, have trained over there. Air Force Special Operations and stuff like that. So, when I got out of military intelligence, I went into OPFOR, which is opposing forces, and I was teaching the Soviet threat to the 101st Airborne, 82nd Airborne, Special Forces, Green Beret, Air Force Special Operations, who else? There was a secretive helicopter group. I can't even think of them right now. I can't think of it, but so yeah, there was a lot of training over there.
Well, speaking of helicopters, when I think Telly, you were with us when we were driving around McClellan there. We had the small black helicopter that was following us around. You remember that?
No, that was the DEA. That was the DEA.
Yeah, that day when that black. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, we were driving all over the base. I forget what we were there trying to film. Maybe it was the radioactivity we were looking for. But we had a black helicopter, no markings on it, following us around the entire base for I want to say a good 20 minutes or more. Weird. Yeah.
Let the good times roll.
It was exciting. It was interesting, to see something like that. Considering we're nobodies. I mean, we're just a bunch of guys with cameras that were having to trying to uncover how much radiation was left in McClellan. And and that's a closed base. That is not an active military base, supposedly. And they were all over. It was ridiculous how obvious it was that it was more than pretty secret. It was almost intimidating.
There's planes and helicopters that come there every fucking day. This shit is active to an extent.
Yeah.
To a certain level. but pretty much it is closed down. But
It's wide open.
I don't know.
It was very accessible to us. We didn't need to pass through any gates. We didn't need any special permission. We were in areas that maybe weren't supposed to be, but nobody was stopping us except that one black helicopter that just got.
And it was rough. It was rough because the whole digging area where they were burying the radioactive material even had the warning signs on the damn fence all the way around it. And it's like, wow, really? Like, it's right there? Around the other, and it was windy and stuff, and that shit was just blowing around everywhere. I wonder why there's so much cancer in North Islands.
Well, they said it. Go ahead.
No, so I was just gonna say those trenches. You know, those water trenches that go into the neighborhoods and cross right over into the base back and forth. There's constantly water going back between. I know some guys that take canoes, you know, when the water was high and taking it through the base and then back out to the neighborhoods right there.
Hey, you know, you see a lot of those. They say that when you have cattle mutilations, that they see these black helicopters with no markings. Well, a lot of people believe those are the Night Stalkers from Fort Campbell, Kentucky. And some of the Night Stalkers, they went to the Soviet threat. My teaching with the Soviet threat, some of the black Night Stalkers were there, and they never talk about what their missions are or anything else. But you talk to like the Marines, they'll tell you everything. Oh, sorry about that, Phil. But we had Marine recon over there, and yeah, those guys they love to talk.
Yeah, they do.
I've been watching the Skinwalker Ranch show, and also there's a new show called it was UFO Cowboys.
Beyond Skinwalker Ranch.
That was a good one too, but I'm still trying to figure what's wrong with the first Skinwalker Ranch because there's something definitely going on there.
Oh yeah,
but
there's something.
This new show I was watching called UFO Cowboys.
Yeah, get into the Mesa.
Pretty entertaining. They have that Mesa stuff going on.
Yeah.
So when it comes to UFOs, what do you guys think about the Germans during World War II with their experimental craft?
Oh, they were reverse engineering things they had captured as well. I mean, Nazis aren't going to have much, hold back from shooting down something like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure as soon as the enters there, they're shooting right down.
Yeah,
There really wasn't no. But I'm sure they were already doing reverse engineering.